How is everybody doing tonight? To be honest, oh my gosh, I love listening to both those guys, both Steve Harvey and Harvey and Gary Vaynerchuk. Love both of them. I listen to a lot of millionaires, billionaires, and stuff like that. Love hearing their stories. Love hearing their thought process, mindset. They're so right when it talks about if you want to be successful, you've got to change your mindset. You can't be afraid of anything and everything. You just can't, because if you let fear drive you, you just won't get anywhere. And so I absolutely, that's why I love playing some of those at the pre-call and stuff like that. So I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. We're going to cover a lot of information tonight on this call. And how many of you, just put in the chat, I love it when you guys kind of speak to me through the chat on some of these calls, so it can be a little interactive, but how many of you guys have been with GS Partners for at least a year? Just type in one if you've been with this company for at least 1 year. Just I want to see that really quick. And then type in two if you've been with this company for over 2 years. And the reason I'm asking you this is, and I want to see you look at this 2.5, 1 year, 3 years, stuff like that. So perfect. Some guys are overachievers. They're typing 3 years instead of 2 when asked for 2. So awesome. So 2 years. All right. Now type in me if you're thrilled to death that you made the decision to start with GS Partners. Type in me if this is something that has literally changed your life. And look at all these people typing in me. How amazing is this? Okay, this company, this platform, I've been in cryptocurrency for now going on 11 years. I used to say 10 years, but that was about a year ago. About 11 years in crypto and blockchain and things of that sort. And I've literally researched so many platforms. We're going to take a little bit of a dive into blockchain tonight, but I really want to circle it back and show you how it basically connects with what we're doing at GS Partners and GS Bank. So GS Bank existed before GS Partners. How many of you guys were in Dubai? Type in D if you went to Dubai. Just what, about a month ago? Type in D if you went to Dubai. And you saw what I saw. And it was absolutely mind-blowing, wasn't it? I mean, go ahead and share your thoughts on it. Absolutely mind-blowing what we saw in Dubai. It was a 10-year anniversary of GS Bank. When people ask us, how long have we been around? Well, we've been around for 10 years, 10-year anniversary. So GS Bank back in 2013, the official start, and what their goal was to build something special. They needed to build a platform. And 2014, 2015, they started talking about the new blockchain and the technology and all of this stuff being implemented. And back then, GS Partners did not even exist. GS Partners did not even start until October of 2020. A little over 2 years ago, October. 5 years after they started building the blockchain is when GS Partners started to exist. And I want to talk about that and tell you why this is very, very significant. Because if people are on this call or people listen to what we have to say or what we have to share and say, oh, it's too good to be true, this is not real, this is a scam, this is fake, baloney. Okay, absolute BS. Okay, this is about as real as it gets. It is as real as it gets. This GS Bank has a 10-year history, been around a long time, and started building a blockchain 5 years before the marketing arm GS Partners. Why does GS Partners even exist? Why does GS Partners? I want to talk about that tonight. Okay, I want to talk about that tonight because in networking, the fastest way to build a distribution model, the fastest way to build an ecosystem, a community is through networking. But the issue with network marketing, and I want to touch on this tonight, the issue with that, I grew up in Utah. Okay, believe you me, that doesn't make me an expert, but it makes me very well aware. Okay, Utah, as everybody knows, is the mecca of this industry, period, end of story. Yeah, about a third of the people in my neighborhood represent some kind of product or service being sold, auto ship, whatever, right? I grew up in it. My mom sold super green algae, all that kind of stuff, right? I've been around the industry most of my life. just either directly or indirectly. And I can tell you, I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. And so what I love about what GS Partners is doing is this blockchain. When people ask me, John, what do you do for a living? How are you traveling around the world? How are you speaking from here and here? I see you on Facebook. You're speaking in Sweden. You're speaking in, London and all over the place. You're all over the place. I've been in about 11 countries this year. It is only June? I've been in 11 countries already this year. I'm heading out of town again for 8 or 9 days next week. I'm headed to Michigan to go speak there, and I'll be all over the world later this year as well. And I absolutely love it. I have figured out a way and learned a way to make money on the blockchain every single day. Every single day I earn via blockchain technology because of this blockchain that was built starting 8 years ago. And the first part of the blockchain will be listed, right? It released September 1st of this year. The first consolidation on our blockchain goes live September of this year. It is so exciting. Right now, we've been running on Binance Chain and others, but September 1st is a red letter date. September, there's big stuff going on in December, next May. It's exciting. We're allowed to be exciting. This has been a project that has been in the works for a long, long time. What makes it so exciting is we actually have a real blockchain. If you go to g999main.net, you can look up our white paper, you can look up the tokenomics, you can look up all the kind of stuff. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry, because I'm going to explain what is a blockchain. I want to simplify it tonight. I want it to be where a 5th grader can understand. I want anybody to understand. So blockchain, how does a blockchain work? This is a step-by-step view. A user or person requests for a transaction. They want to transact on this ledger. A block representing that particular transaction is created. The block is then broadcasted to all of the nodes or computers of the network. So here's a transaction. It's represented in this block. It's now being broadcasted to all of these computers, decentralized all over the place. All of the nodes or computers validate this block transaction and the transaction. Okay, the block is added to the chain once it is validated, once it is confirmed. That is a very important step. The transaction gets verified and executed. If somebody changes, if they try to go in pretty much commit fraud, they try to do anything different, it will not be validated. It will not be confirmed. It will not be verified. Therefore, it will not be executed. Okay, so the blockchain helps with a lot of stuff. It is literally a ledger, and every single transaction on the blockchain is validated. So it's a real transaction. It's not fake. If I sell a house and somebody wants to pay Bitcoin or whatever, once the house is sold, the Bitcoin's received, whatever, these things are confirmed, they're validated, it's locked in lines of code, it's irreversible, it's unchangeable, and it's time stamped. It is time stamped on a blockchain. It is literally stamped. It cannot be altered. It cannot be changed in any way, shape, or form. It is a beautiful thing. So because of that, it is literally a technology that offers way for untrusted parties to reach agreement or a consensus on a common digital history. Common digital history is important because digital assets and transactions are in theory easily faked and or duplicated. But a blockchain technology solves this problem without using a trusted intermediary. You don't need a third party. Blockchain, also called its distributed ledger technology, provides a time-stamped, as I mentioned, universal ledger of immutable records for data that is managed by a cluster of computers rather than being owned by a single entity. Okay. Each of these blocks of data is secured and bound to each other using cryptographic principles. Blocks chained together equals blockchain. That's where they get the name. Okay. It is expected to reach over $3.1 trillion in business value by 2030 globally. Over $3.1 trillion is expected to run on the blockchain within the next several years. 3.1 trillion. That's a lot of money. What did we get from blockchain? Trust, because the transaction was validated by multiple parties. There's no need for a single trusted third party. Transparency, multiple parties have visibility into this transaction. Whenever something transacts on the blockchain, you receive what they call a hash. It's almost, I call it a receipt, but it's basically a record. And you can see, if you open up a wallet, you click on that big long number, you can see every single transaction that wallet has ever had. You can see the amount that was sent. You can see when it was sent, its time sent, which wallet it was sent to. You can see everything, and everybody can see it. It's all recorded on the blockchain. Transparency, accountability, having a single agreed upon and distributed ledger that is validated by multiple independent sources creates an audit trail with increased security and trust. Does this sound like a good thing? It's a great thing. Many industries can be impacted by blockchain technology and are right now being impacted by this technology. Banking. How many of you guys have opened up your account with Swiss Valorum? I did it this morning. So I got that. I started the process last night, received the email, got confirmed, opened up my account with Swiss Valorum. We'll talk about them here in a bit. Banking, voting, great. Wouldn't it be great for voting to be put place on the blockchain? Critical infrastructure security. Real estate, my baby for over 25 years. Healthcare, medical records, things stored on the blockchain. Supply chain management, VeChain is a great example of that, or VET is a coin or a technology that helps with supply chain management. All sorts of different industries are being affected right now by the blockchain. Cryptocurrency. Currency is not the blockchain. Crypto is not the blockchain. A digital currency in which transactions are verified and records maintained by a decentralized system using cryptography rather than a centralized authority. Decentralized cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin now provide an outlet for personal wealth that is beyond restriction and confiscation. So there's different types of cryptocurrencies. You have a token and you have a coin, okay? But what is the main purpose of a cryptocurrency? What is the main purpose? The purpose is a peer-to-peer system that can enable anyone anywhere to send and receive payments back and forth. Instead of being physical money carried around and exchanged in the real world, cryptocurrency payments exist purely as digital entries to an online database describing specific transactions. So a token is a cryptocurrency that uses a different blockchain other than its own. The majority of the cryptocurrency are tokens. Majority are tokens. Coins uses or transacts on its own blockchain. Bitcoin is the coin of the original blockchain. Ethereum is from Ethernet, or Ether, I should say, is from Ethernet. Okay, how to value a coin or token. Market capitalization rate, what is that? So that you take the circulating supply, not the total supply, the circulating supply. How much supply is out there circulating? Divided by the market cap, that basically is how many coins are being held in wallets, taken off of the supply, out of the circulating supply, held in wallets. That number divided by not the total supply, the circulating supply. How could that differ? Well, some people can have coins held up in what they call staking pools or things of that sort, where they're being held out of the circulating supply. There's different ways to do that. We'll talk about that later as well. So take the circulating supply and the market cap being, again, the coins that are being held. And once you divide those two numbers, and as long as there's liquidity, that's your value. That's the value of your coin or your token. Then the most important phrase in cryptocurrency is utility. To me, it is absolutely the most. I did a call. I was in a meeting last night with about 30, 40 people last night. I was talking about this. Reviewing the crypto with the best utility. Unlike meme coins, which are largely focused on speculation and hype, utility tokens have an actual use case. If I give you this coin, what do I receive in return? Do I receive a coat, a wallet, a hat, a car, a house? What do I receive? How is this coin maintaining, sustaining value? Is there a bartering system? What do I get if I use this coin other than speculation? Because the majority of the tokens out there are based off of a concept. And that's an issue in cryptocurrency. Very few of them, and I'm going to go through a lot of them tonight. I'm hoping you guys learn a lot tonight. Okay, and we're going to, again, circle it back to what we're doing, why we're doing what we're doing, and why it should make sense to you, and why you should be ecstatic that you're part of GS Partners, and why you should be sharing this with everybody you see. So this means that by holding a utility token, investors can gain exclusive access to the respective projects, products, and services. So let's talk about G999main.net. Some of the top platforms in the world, blockchains or tokens being used on existing blockchains. Okay, some of the top platforms in the world when it comes to cryptocurrency. I pulled up the top 50. I want to show you guys something because this is very, very powerful. It's very important to understand. Our coin, G999, it will be a coin once everything's running on our own blockchain. Some transactions already are running on the G999 mainnet, so G999 is a coin. Lydian stators, G Euro, those are tokens because they were created by us running on our G999 mainnet. So you've got the token, which is G Euro, you got the token, which is a Lydian stator, but there's uses for that. We're going to talk about that as well. But the G999main.net, okay, the one of the number two race, so I've got it listed 1 through 12, but the number 2 over here on the right, number 2 cryptocurrency in the world right now is Ethereum. Number 2 in the world, overall market cap, Ethereum. Why? Smart contracts. A smart contract is basically a self-executing contract. When the terms from party A and party B are completed, they are self-executed on the blockchain. Again, no need for a third party. You create smart contracts for all sorts of different things. We have a smart chain. We have smart contract technology. A lot of developers, they will sit there and they will create a token on the Ethernet, on Ethereum, ERC20 and others. Then they will create a project, and then they will try to create a base. They will create a user base. They will try to advertise or whatever, market their project running on the Ethereum blockchain. Every single time that token is used or transacted, they pay rental space. They're paying a gas fee to use the blockchain, to use Ethereum. So the most of the value of the Ethereum or Ether is based off of use from other tokens. So for example, Dogecoin ran on Ether, okay, or Ethereum. Shiba, many others. A couple of them listed here are with Ethereum as well. So Ethereum has the most tokens being utilized on its blockchain. Therefore, it's number 2 in the world behind Bitcoin. So again, every time, so how many of you guys have used Tether? You've used Tether, and when you go to send Tether, and it's Tether on the Ethereum chain, because Tether's on Ethereum and Tron, but on Ethereum, you say, oh crap, I don't have enough Ethereum to send Tether. You need at least $40, correct? You need to have $40 in Ethereum to send your Tether. Every transaction costs about $40. That's the gas fee. That's the fee you're paying. And that has to be paid in Ethereum. What that is a use. It is utility for that coin. So every time you're transacting a different token on the Ethereum blockchain, you are paying that gas fee. That gas fee is being paid in Ethereum. In Ether, potentially, Ethereum goes up in value potentially. Most coins, you've got people trading back and forth, and they're kind of dumping the value. You've got all these pump and dumps. We'll talk about that in a moment as well. But you need to counter that pump and dump. So smart contracts are very, very amazing. You can create a smart contract to create all sorts of different projects and platforms on a blockchain that has smart contract technology, which G999 mainnet does have. So we have the same technology as Ethereum. The difference is we're faster and we will be cheaper. But on top of that, the number 6 cryptocurrency in the world is Ripple, XRP, banking finance. That blockchain was built specifically for banking and finance, to run transactions through banks, to run transactions through finance. That's what Ripple is for, RippleNet. In fact, a lot of people that were big time crypto enthusiasts initially didn't like Ripple because it was centralized. But I love it as someone who holds Ripple because I'm like, well, you're going to have millions and millions of banking transactions on RippleNet. Because of the transactions, they're going to collect fees, which help the coin go up. So if I hold Ripple, I'm like, hey, this is a good thing, because you need something, again, to counter people day trading, right? You need, every time somebody sells and they drop the value, because they're adding to, every time they sell a coin, they're adding to the circulating supply. And so if you divide a higher circulating supply to the market cap, you're decreasing the market cap, you're increasing the circulating supply, you're decreasing the value of the coin. So if people have to use Ripple as a fee to transact on RippleNet, so when they do their banking, they do all that stuff, they're actually creating Ripple, they're paying in Ripple to via the bank fees. Okay, do banks charge fees? Absolutely they do. Okay, so that's how that works. So with the banking finance Ripple coin, we have Swiss Valorum. We have Swiss Valorum that will be running transactions on G99main.net. We have the same utility as the number 6 cryptocurrency in the world via our chain. And guess what? Ethereum does not have the banks. We do. Cardano, 88, number 7 in the world, against smart contracts. The 2 gentlemen that started Ethereum, one of them left and started Cardano, basically as a competitor with Ethereum, right? So smart contracts, same thing. Well, we already went through smart contracts. We have the same utility as Cardano, number 7. Solana, decentralized financing, DeFi coins. Okay, same technology as we have DeFi. We have decentralized financing. dApps, building applications, Ethereum, payment services. What do you think we're doing through our bank? You think we're building applications, we're going to have payment services around the world, exchanges, all these things? Absolutely. Polygon, Matic, number 10 in the world, we have the same technology. Litecoin, fast, secure, and low cost payments. Do we have that? Yes. Through our partners, through built into our blockchain. Avalanche, smart contracts, X-Chain, C-Chain, P-Chain. Same thing. Uniswap, decentralized exchange, where you can exchange multiple coins. They have something called it's called wrapping. It's a ability for blockchains to communicate with multiple chains, called wrapping. And so for example, you have exchanges like Coinbase that only have so many coins you can exchange. You have Uniswap, who can exchange pretty much any coin. Uniswap, PancakeSwap, SushiSwap, all in the top 100. We have the same utility as all of them. Stellar, XLM, the competitor of Ripple. That's banking. We have the same utility. Sandbox, Metaverse. We're going to talk a lot about the Metaverse tonight. A lot about the Metaverse and why I believe our Metaverse is superior than Sandbox, number 42 in the world. Multiverse X, dApps, DeFi, smart contracts, Decentraland, also a Metaverse, I believe inferior to ours. The top 50 coins, we have the same utility as 12 of them. Isn't that, what do you think? Is that pretty powerful? Pretty powerful. This is extremely powerful. And here's the cool thing. People ask me all the time, why hasn't the coin gone back up? Why is it, if it has all this utility, why is it still below a penny? Anybody ever wonder that? How many people have been asked that question? Why is it still under a penny, John? Why is it under a penny? Okay, well, I'll tell you why. Because the first consolidation on our blockchain doesn't go live till September 1st. We're not running all the transactions on our blockchain yet, which means we're not collecting all the fees from when the developers develop their smart contracts on our blockchain. We haven't been receiving gas fees yet. We haven't been running anything through the bank yet. We haven't run anything through our exchange yet on the blockchain. We have been in a centralized state, meaning we have members in this community. The coin, members will buy the coin because the only people that really know about the coin are who? The people in the community. We're the only ones that know about it. So when we purchase it, it goes up 20, 30%. Maybe some people say, oh my gosh, people that have held the coin for a year and kind of lost touch of what's going on, and they don't understand what we're doing with the blockchain. They don't understand September 1st and December and next May and all that. They don't know what's going on. They sell it. And so it's kind of going up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And our chart looks like a little medical thing, right? It's just go up and down, up and down, and up and down, right? But that's normal. That's typical in a centralized state. So enter GS Partners, enter our marketplace, enter our banks, enter everything we're placing, and we're going to drive a ton of traffic to our blockchain that's going to counter. So when it goes up 20, 30%, and if people in GS Partners or people that hold outside of GS Partners, whoever holds GSPartners, when they sell it, we need to create a counter for that sell. Well, it's going to be countered by the fees. So we're going to talk about all of these different things I listed here and why I believe not only will our coin go up, but it's a very good idea to own assets in this ecosystem. Okay, so Bitcoin was the first. Bitcoin had a lot of utility to start. All crypto transactions ran on the original blockchain. All validations, mining, transactions, everything. Bitcoin had a tremendous amount of utility when it started, but then came the altcoins, Ethereum and others, smart contracts, all those kinds of things. So how many of you guys saw Bitcoin go up to $67,000, $68,000 last year? Only to go down, and it corrected itself around 16,000. I think it dropped to about 13, 14. Now it's hovering about 20, 30,000. How many of you guys on the call believe Bitcoin's going to go up to $1 million? I don't. I don't even think it'll hit $100,000. Now, I may be wrong. I may be totally wrong. I don't think it'll hit $100,000. I don't think it'll hit up to $60,000 again. And I'll tell you why. The utility is not what it used to be. Meaning, when you went to purchase Ethereum, you went to purchase other altcoins, you had to buy Bitcoin first and use Bitcoin to purchase those altcoins, correct? You don't have to do that anymore. So a lot of the utility from Bitcoin has gone away. And a lot of people are going to these altcoins, but you know what? More specifically, they're going to utility tokens, utility coins. If I have the coin, if I give you the coin, what do I get in return? Ethereum has a major utility again because developers need to develop their token. On their token, they need to create a smart contract. And then with that smart contract, they can create their product, their service, whatever it may be. Okay, they're creating those self-executing. They need their blockchain. They need to use that space, so they're renting it. That's what the gas fee is basically a rental. They're paying the rental. Okay, so yes, it's a great idea to get GSPartners. Yeah, and we're going to get into that as well. I think in my opinion, I'm not no financial advice, but I believe it's a very good idea to get GSPartners. Yes. Do smart contracts have fees? Yes, contracts that must be paid in the blockchain native token. Ethereum, for example, makes users pay for gas using Ethereum. Similarly, OneChain makes users pay for gas using One, whatever, right? We have gas fees. We're going to talk about gas fees a lot too. Saw a couple of people jump off the call. I bet they wish they better jump back on, because I'm telling you right now, we're going to get into some really good stuff. This right now, just kind of going over crypto a little bit, blockchain a little bit, but I promise we're going to tie this into GSPartners. Don't worry, we're going to tie it into the Lydian world. Don't you worry. Okay, it's going to happen. All right. Now, since ERC20, Ethereum has so many developers, there's less space on the chain. More congestion resulting in higher gas fees. How many of you guys used Ethereum a couple of years ago when the gas fees were a couple dollars? Remember when it was only a couple dollars, 50 cents? It was cheap. Now it's $40. If I send $100 on that Ethereum, I have to spend $40 to send $100. So to spend $140 to spend $100. Now, granted, if I send $1,000, I still spend $40. I send $10,000, I still spend $40. Okay, gas fees are high. They're high because it's congested. So it's just like anything, supply and demand. The more demand on that blockchain, the less supply, the less room to transact, the fees go up. That's what happened with Ethereum. So now you've got this wave, this brand new wave of all these new developers are coming in. They're looking for other blockchains. Now, sure, you've got ADA. Yes, you've got Solana. You've got other options. Yes, I agree 100%. But these options don't have what we have. They don't have Lydian world. Let me explain why this is so powerful and why we did network marketing and why GS Partners even exists. Because it's very important for you to understand and why this is not too good to be freaking true. It's not. I've been in with this company for 2.5 years. I've made a tremendous amount of income in this company monthly, month after month, and I'm not the only one. Many people have, because it's part of the plan. We need everybody to make money. The company needs everyone to make money. Tomorrow is a big corporate call, 10 a.m. Eastern, huge corporate call where you're going to hear some of the partners behind the scenes explain where the money comes from. I'm going to talk about it a little bit tonight, but I'm going to let them really truly dissect it tomorrow. Fair enough? Okay, but I want you guys to understand what I'm about to say next. So pay very close attention to this. Lydian World is a marketplace. Lydian World is a metaverse. All the metaverse is a marketplace on Web 3.0. What makes Lydian World, in my opinion, superior to Sandbox, Upland, Decentraland? These are platforms a lot of people have heard of. Sandbox has over 300,000 users. It's ranked #1 in the world right now. #1 in the world, Sandbox. We have more citizenships sold in Sandbox. We have over 500,000. The world just doesn't know it yet. They will. They know it yet, but they will soon. So let me explain a couple major differences. Number one, when you go to Sandbox, Decentraland, Upland, any of these others, in order to earn money, you have to do one of two things. You can sell an NFT. I explained last night. I was in a room with a bunch of people. Non-fungible token, meaning there's nothing of its kind. There's only one like it in the world, right? That's what non-fungible is. So autographs, artwork, collectibles. I used to argue about 2 years ago. I would all say, this is going to be a fad. Non-fungible tokens. Who buys collectibles? Who buys collectibles? Collectors. Who doesn't resell? Collectors. So when they buy the autograph, they buy the portrait, they buy this and this, it's not going to keep turning over and over again because the collectors buy them. Then after that, it's kind of like, oh, non-fungible tokens aren't selling as much anymore. They sold like crazy for a little while. Okay, certain types of non-fungible tokens. We're going to talk about NFT citizenships. They're a little different. Yes, they're unique to Lydian World and to what we're doing, but it's not artwork. It's actually stakeholder positions in the marketplace. This is massive, guys. Very important to understand this. Okay. In other metaverse concepts, marketplace on Web 3.0 concepts, in order for you to earn money, you need to buy digital space, digital real estate. So for example, downtown Manhattan, this address, that address. Can you do that in Lydian World? 100% yes, you can. Should you be able to? Yes, you should. Okay. But there's more layers to Lydian World. So if I go purchase a plot or a lot or an address or whatever in another metaverse platform, in order for me to earn money, to receive revenue, I need to drive traffic to that area. I need to set up a shop, hope somebody puts on Oculus glasses, goes in with their avatar and purchases whatever I sell in that address. Or I can rent space to other, because I own that area, just like real estate, I can rent it out to other places opening shops, and they better hope somebody puts on the Oculus glasses, takes the avatar, walks in there and buys a product or service, or goes to a concert or an event or something. Some kind of activity in my address has to happen for me to earn, whether directly or indirectly, or somebody paying rent to me. Okay. That's also true in Lydian World. That's an option, but we have a major plus. We have corporate accounts. How many of you guys do not have a single plot? You have NFT citizenships, but you have 0 plots. If you're in this position, you have no plots, but you have NFT citizenships, and you earn in Lydian World right now, earn money right now, you have not sold a single item, you have not rented out a single space, are you still earning? Type in me. You're still earning. You have done no plots, no rentals. You have sold no products. Are you earning? Yes or no? And the answer is yes. That is significant. That is massive. Why? Why? It's making us the fastest growing. It's making us #1. Do you know what else it's doing? It's making developers want to develop on our blockchain. Why? Because if a developer, think about it from a developer's point of view. Think about this. If you were developing a token or a platform or a project on a blockchain, wouldn't you want an growing audience? You know, for example, if I Dogecoin or whatever, you just name one. Say, all right, I developed this token. I've got to create a user base. I need to advertise it. I need to market it. What do? They turn to Reddit. They do ICOs. They do all these different things to incentivize. They're trying to build a community, are they not? Why not plug into a marketplace or a blockchain that's already building a community and take your token and advertise it through Lydian World to an existing community, but not just a community who's all making money. So they're a happy community. They're an engaged community. They are people in the community that are opt to purchase products and items and services offered in because they're a loyal community. Are you more loyal to your marketplace if you make money in your marketplace? Are you more loyal? Are you more unloyal? Right? Are you more loyal to your marketplace? Would you be more loyal to Amazon if they said, hey, every time you open up an Amazon Prime, we will take 4% of all the revenue in Amazon Prime and we're going to share part of that with you? Would you be more loyal? Would you go open up an Amazon Prime account and shop at Amazon? Yes, of course you would. That's what we're doing. And you don't need land to do it. You don't need to own an address. You don't need to sell an item. You don't have to do what you have to do in other metaverse concepts and platforms. You earn money every single time you have an NFT citizenship in our marketplace. You earn money. Because of that, our marketplace is growing like crazy, growing. It's literally a revenue share. Corporates bringing in accounts. So everybody that opened up that account on Swiss Valorum Bank, what's going to happen with those accounts? They're going to run all the transactions on the bank where? On our blockchain, because we have the same technology that RippleNet has. We can run transactions. We have the technology to run financial transactions on our blockchain. Do banks charge fees? Yes or no? Do banks charge fees? Yes, of course they charge fees, right? The fees will be paid in our crypto coin. The fees will be paid on our blockchain. The fees will be paid, and part of those 4% of the revenue will be shared with you because you are in our database. You have a direct shareholder, not shareholder, stakeholder. We're not selling shares. Stakeholder position in Lydian World. It's like you stake your plot. I'm going to explain how you do it tonight. And I'm going to show you a vehicle on where to start. In every stakeholder position you have, you earn more of that 4%. Is that exciting? Yes or yes? No, it's not an option on this one. And of course it's exciting. Who would say no to that? No other metaverse does this. No other metaverse has corporate accounts coming in where you can get an NFT citizenship, meaning it's basically unique to us. And every citizenship you have, whether it's the state of Utah, showed here, or whatever it is, all of it represents part of that 4% of that revenue. So what that basically means, if $1 billion comes in or $100 million comes in or whatever that is, 4% of that will be shared to everybody that has that stakeholder position in that metaverse, which means 100% of the people in our metaverse earns money. 100%. No other metaverse can make that claim. None of them. Not one of them. And on top of that, we have a direct network model. Direct marketing. One thing about network marketing is great. How many people have ever thought this? I mean, I would love it if there could just be a company that can figure out a way for everyone to earn money. Then a comp plan is wonderful. Why the hell are we so afraid of comp plans? Why? Because a lot of the models have been broken. That's why. That's why. If I sell a bottle of juice for $100, I sell it to 1,000 people. I raise $100,000 for this company. I'm feeling pretty happy. Man, I just sold $100,000 of product. But then I got to get paid because I just sold $100,000 of product. They pay me $10,000. So now there's $90,000 left over. What if they evenly distributed that to all 1,000 people I sold to? Everybody would make $90, which means they all lost 10 bucks. They better like that juice, right? Because they all lost 10 bucks. For one person get paid, they all lost 10 bucks. That's why only 1% of the people in a standard model make money, because the math doesn't make sense. The math doesn't work. But if 4% of all the revenue of a company is spread throughout the company, corporate accounts have nothing to do with network marketing. When people use a bank, is that network marketing? No. When a developer develops a token on our blockchain and pays gas fees, what the hell does that have to do with network marketing? Nothing. Nothing at all. So it's real business, e-commerce, products, services. We have thousands and thousands of merchants ready to sell items in our marketplace. Why would they choose us over others? Because we have loyal customers, because our customers are making money and they're indirect stakeholders. Does this make sense? Yes or yes? We are literally creating a loyalty rewards program unlike anybody else. We're creating happy users. We're creating engaged users, engaged customers, which attracts merchants, attracts developers. This is exactly what we're doing. And we're inviting you to take part of this. That is not too good to be true. Do you know what that is? It's genius. It's smart. But networking, word of mouth, is the fastest way to spread a message, fastest. And if you have an organization where 100% of the people earned in that organization, is a comp plan bad? No. It's wonderful. You get paid to share that, oh my gosh, look, I'm making money so when people ask me, hey, you make money every day on the blockchain? How? Well, I'm an indirect stakeholder in this freaking marketplace. And every time any transaction happens in this marketplace worldwide, I get paid. I get paid. That's wonderful. You think I'm okay sharing that? Of course I'm okay sharing that. I'm not selling an overpriced product. It is absolutely wonderful what we're doing. And it's important for us to understand what it is we're doing and why we're doing it. Okay, GSPartners is just the marketing arm, the marketing leg of a much larger conglomerate. On tomorrow's corporate call, you're going to meet a lot of the partners. You're going to hear about these certificates more and more. Now, I don't take a deep dive into these certificates anymore on my calls. Why? Because we have fintech, we have renewables, we have real estate, we have meta portfolio, which is trading and all that. Regulation, meaning compliance. If you say one word bad, 2 words wrong, 3 words wrong, you know, when I did an event in Utah last October at the Salt Palace, I was not even allowed to run radio commercials, not because we were a networking company, it's because there was an element of finance involved. Even banks and also all these, you have to say things a certain way. So we want corporate. Bruce Hughes has been drilled and grilled on exactly what to say, what not to say, and he has a beautiful freaking South African accent that I cannot copy. I cannot recreate. Okay, so he sounds better than I do, right? Do I understand what they're doing? Yes. Can I probably present on it? Yes. Will I? No. I won't take a deep dive because I will allow corporate to do it. So when we do our live presentations on the actual product and service, we allow corporate to do it. We push a button, play, click, and then 30 minutes, let Bruce go through these. Okay, so I'm just going to scratch the surface of this tonight. And if you want to learn more about this product, then you've got to listen to one of the corporate calls. Fair enough? Fair enough. Perfect. All right. So now that we've established that, so these certificates, this is your key to get into the marketplace. This is your key to get into the metaverse. This is your key to become an indirect stakeholder and receive 4% revenue. But here's the beautiful part about it is you earn money on these too. The burning question, the burning question I always get is this: oh my gosh, if I put money into fintech or renewables or real estate and they're paying me 5% a week, 4% a week, 3% a week, 2%, how can they afford this? How many of you guys are wondering this? Type in yes if you've ever wondered where are they getting this money? Where's this money coming from? Be honest. Type in yes if you wonder where the money's come from. Or if anybody's asking you, where is this money coming from? Because that is essential. It is very, very important to understand. Okay, this is going to make you literally jump up for joy. So these weekly payouts and these bonuses, oh my gosh, I put $5,000 into fintech, and 24 months later, I get my $5,000 back. I get $17,500. How are they doing this? How are they doing this? How are they paying me weekly? The corporate call tomorrow is so vital, is so important, because they're going to take a deep, deep dive. I'm going to scratch the surface tonight, but I want to invite everybody. We've got over 500. We have 500 people on this call, and we have several people on the Facebook Live. So awesome. Congratulations. So hopefully you're learning a lot tonight. We're not doing anything different than that has not been done for decades. Millionaires and billionaires have been doing this for decades, okay? Our fintech partners, our renewables, our real estate, notice there's a website, SwissValue.info, real estate, you're going to see a different website, Meta Portfolio, different website, all these. How many of you guys were in Dubai? You saw partners come up. Hey, we're now part of the conglomerate. We're now part of the umbrella of GS Bank. Not GSPartners is a marketing bank, but we're part of the umbrella of GS Bank. How many of you guys heard them say that? You saw people walk on stage, owner of this company, owner of that company, CEO of this company, the CEO, we're now part of this conglomerate. We're now part of this conglomerate over and over and over again, okay? It's happening all over. This is what we are doing. We evaluate companies and we say, oh my gosh, they have an amazing product, they have an amazing service, but they could use more users. We're going to offer to purchase this company. And we're going to purchase undervalued companies. And then say, for example, we buy a company for $10 million. Then we're going to bring them a user base, a database of people, 50,000 people, 100,000 people, 200,000, whatever it may be. And we're going to plug them into this potential book of business. Then we're going to go back and have that company re-evaluated 6 months later, a year later, whenever. And so say we buy it for $10 million, and then we bring them potentially 100,000 customers. Do you think when we go back to have that company reevaluated, the equity increases, the evaluation increases? What do you think is going to happen to that evaluation? Is it going to increase or decrease? What do you think is going to happen? It's going to increase, right? Because we're bringing them a book of business. We're bringing them all these potential buyers. Every time you purchase fintech, renewables and stuff, you're purchasing fintech from a company we bought. Renewables, real estate, you are adding to their user database. You're adding to their everything, their revenue, everything. So we go back, we reevaluate. Then we're able to borrow this money. And I'm not going to get into all the terms. I'm going to let them talk about it tomorrow. But we borrow the money for next to nothing. We take that money we now have and we share part of it with you. These weekly payouts come from that money, not from new member money coming in, not from somebody new buying a certificate. It's that equity that we just gained on that business. We are able to take money out, and part of that money goes to you. That's why this is the third set of certificates, because we had set number 1, set number 2, set number 3. We have so many certificates per bundle, per batch. We have a budget, or GSPartners, GS Bank has a budget, and they say, all right, we are basically sharing that revenue. Why would we do that? Think about this. Think about everything I've already talked about. Why would we do this? Okay, so by increasing the debt, if we pay you on these certificates, week after week after week, by sharing that revenue with you, would you say, I may share this with somebody else. I'm earning money every week. Do you know what? When you share it with somebody else, guess what happens? We increase our database. So when we go to the next company and we buy them, we have 10,000 new members on in addition added to our database. What happens to that next evaluation is even higher. And then we add 20,000 new members, 30,000 new members, we go back, have it reevaluated. The evaluation is even higher. The company is making a killing on this. And so are you, because we're sharing it with you. We're incentivizing you to use it. But it's not just that. It doesn't end there. It doesn't stop there. Do you know what else is going on? It's adding to the potential buyers in our marketplace, which is incentivizing more merchants to sell items in our marketplaces. It is incentivizing and encouraging more developers to develop their tokens on our blockchain, because now they have more users, potential users, to market their new platform to. Does this all make sense? Is that not the most exciting thing you've ever heard? We can sit there and we have over 70 companies in our conglomerate. And according to the last call, we have over 300 more we're evaluating in the pipeline right now. We were in Dubai, we met. There's a team of 12 evaluators. Some of them are just amazing, amazing individuals, have been doing this for decades. Decades. These guys are literally saying, all right, here we go. We got this company, we want to purchase it. We love this product. So you know what we may see in the future? We may see one of these in the future with 10 tabs, 12 tabs, 15. I don't know. We may be seeing the price pay out 20%, 30% away. I don't know. Each tab represents a different company, and from those different reevaluations, and the money the money's there before you even buy the certificate. The money to pay you weekly is already there. It's already there. That's what makes this so brilliant. That's what makes this so amazing. It's already there. So of course they're going to be able to do it. And then they're just basically loading up their, let's just create a larger database. And here's the thing about blockchain technology you need to understand. The more transactions on the blockchain, the more valuable the coin on the blockchain becomes, right? The more people that use our blockchain, well, if the blockchain is G999main.net, and now we have hundreds of thousands of people using our bank. We have people buying products and services, opening shops, developers developing, paying gas fees, all on our blockchain. What happens to the coin on the blockchain? It goes up. It goes up. So the corporate, well, you think corporate owns G999? Of course they do. You think they own it? Of course they do. So that coin could potentially go up. I'm not going to speculate in what, people ask, what do you think it's going to go up to? I don't know. I think it's going to do extremely well. I have a lot of G999 for a reason. I didn't buy it just for fun. I have a lot of it. I think it's going to do exceptionally well, because we just went back. We looked at the top 50 platforms in the world, and we had the same utility as 12 of them. 12 of the top 50. Who else has that? Name one other blockchain platform that has the same utility as 12 of the top 50. Name one. I can't. And I've been in this space for 11 years. I can't name another one. I have nobody. No one that I'm aware of. I mean, this is freaking amazing. Okay, so let's talk about these citizenships, the NFTs, because this is something to think about. I want to go back up to the certificate real quick. I want to take a deep dive into Lydian World a little bit tonight. I'm going to talk about why I love Lydian World. I do it very well in Lydian World. Gosh, my son has 110 countries now, all citizenships, no presidencies, just citizenships. He's doing very well. What we are going to pour into Lydian World, we've barely scratched the surface. In my opinion, you got people making $102, $50 a month in Lydian World, $100 a month in Lydian World that will make, in my opinion, thousands. Wait till we turn this sucker on. How much money is paid out in Lydian World so far? If you're logged into Lydian World right now, Lydian.world, how much, if on the top left, it shows how much money is paid out in since its existence. What, 9.2 million, 9.3 million, right? What's the number we've heard? by the end of the year. 10 billion a day on our blockchain. That's the goal, 10 billion. Well, we hit 10 billion, I don't know, but the goal, $10 billion a day, okay? All right, so if we did $10 billion a day at a 1% fee, 1% blockchain fee, very reasonable fee, that'd be $100 million a day revenue, right? 100 million a day. 4% of that is what, 4 million? Wouldn't that mean about $4 million a day would pay into the Lydian world? $4 million a day instead of $9.2 million over 9 months. Add up how much you've made in 9-10 months in Lydian world. Add it up and realize you can make that every 2 days. Would that be exciting? Would you want more citizenships? Would you want, if we're doing $4 million a day, they've done $9.2 million in 9 months, like every two days and 2.2 days, you'd be matching that. The goal in 2025, $50 billion a day. $50 billion a day. At a 1% blockchain fee, that would garner about $20 million a day at 4%. Right? 50 billion a day times 1% blockchain fee be 500 million times 4%, $20 million a day paying out in Lydian world. Do you think that would make an impact on how much you earned having incentive? Now, I'm not guaranteeing these numbers. Don't say, John, no, these are goals. These are company goals. Now, projections based off of, stuff they know that's going on or whatever. But think of all the banking. Now, I want you to go back to the banking a little bit. What's the biggest bottleneck in cryptocurrency right now? What's the biggest issue? Buying and selling crypto, right? Buying and selling. Especially go try to cash out 50,000 in Bitcoin through a standard bank right now. Try to cash out $100,000 in Ethereum on a standard bank right now, and you come back and tell me what big pain in the butt you just. I mean, how hard it is. What if you had a crypto-friendly bank? What if you had a crypto-friendly bank? What if you had a Swiss Valorum? What if you had some cards that have unlimited? There are some cards with unlimited in this. There are multiple different accounts you're going to have in this bank. Crypto-friendly bank in 170 countries around the world. Do you think for a moment that GSPartners members will be the only ones using this bank? No, of course not. Everybody in crypto is going to want to use a solution like this. In my opinion, 4% of that revenue goes to where? Lydian world. Lydian world. Right? And it's just, just think of what we're building. When GSPartners dreamt this up in 2013, started building the blockchain heavily in 2015, this is what they were envisioning. But they needed a user base. That's why GSPartners exists. GSPartners was that initial user base to attract, to get the banks interested. You think we're going to get a Swiss Valorum and a partner and stuff like that? Hey, we have 10,000 users and we'll never grow again. We're not going to get all the developers and stuff. We're not going to be able to reevaluate these companies for lots more. We needed a user base. That's why GSPartners existed. But let me also answer another question that comes up. Let's talk about network marketing for a second. Every company I've ever been in the past and I've ever had an affiliation with, they all have phases, correct? You have it starts and then you have the critical mass. Oh, and not all of them hit critical mass, very few do, but they hit critical mass. What happens after critical mass? What happens? Yeah, we'll talk about more about the countries and stuff, but what happens with critical mass? After critical mass, doesn't the building start kind of taper off a little bit, right? Kind of plateaus. And then so you're thinking, well, gosh, what happens? How many of you guys have thought about this? What happens if recruiting slows down, John? How do we earn money if recruiting slows down? This is only going to last for a couple years. Recruiting is going to slow down. Then after that, no one's going to make money. They're going to lose interest and it's going to tobacco. Anybody ever thought that? Okay. No. That's what these positions in the marketplace, that's why they're so powerful. And I'm going to show you a strategy that I'm doing with my sons right now, because I already own all the positions in the marketplace. I don't need any more. Now I'm working on my family. Will developers stop looking for a blockchain to develop on if the network marketing slows down? Will people stop using a crypto-friendly bank if recruiting slows down? Well, merchants stop selling items into a marketplace with happy buyers, with buyers that are indirect stakeholders. Will they stop selling products and services if recruiting slows down? Will that stop? No, of course it won't stop. And will we attract people outside of the network marketing? Do you think people are going to bank in the banking solutions we have that are in crypto that are looking for a viable solution? Yes. The gamers, all that, look at the gaming, EA Live and all that, look at all the stuff outside of the networking. What you need to do is understand this. You have a window. When people want to create wealth, you have these windows of opportunity. We are an asset collection company, meaning you can collect asset after asset after asset after asset. In my opinion, the biggest asset is not the certificate. The certificate is a starter. The biggest asset are the NFT citizenships in the Lydian world. Because if you go to every state, say for example, the state of Utah, 4% comes in, $1 million comes in, it pays out. You go to the state of Utah, look at the GDP ratio, 0.02%. The state of Utah will collect 0.2% of that $1 million will be paid in the state of Utah. California will collect about 3% of that because it's more populated. So you go to the GDP ratio on each of these countries that you have citizenships in, and you're like, okay, well, check this out. And this is on corporate accounts. Now look at the other accounts. How many of you guys have had people come to you and say, you know what, man, gee, I would love to put my product and service in your marketplace? You guys ever have those conversations? I have all the time. People are constantly, John, can I sell this in your marketplace? Yes, you can sell this once it's ready. Well, when you have local merchants sign up in Utah, guess who's going to be the recipient of part of that revenue? The citizens of Utah. If you have people in Idaho, the citizens. So that's one thing you can't really. People are like, how do you quantify that? People are like, oh, which positions should I buy? Just buy me. I buy the cheapest ones to the largest ones. Why? You can't quantify that. We have a massive team in the Caribbean, and those countries were cheap. We have a massive. You think they're going to sell products and services locally? Yes, of course they are. Sweden and all these different, the UK, Utah, everywhere. 4% of that revenue, but here's the difference between us and other metaverse concepts. We're building teams in all these areas. So when people go to buy a lot or a plot, they're like, oh, well, gosh, there's 5,000 active users here. There's 10,000 active users here. 20,000 active users over here. Yeah, I think I'm going to buy a lot over here. I'm going to open a shop here because I have all these potential buyers in my area. We're bringing buyers to the local shops. We're bringing buyers to the large merchants, the corporate accounts. We're bringing them buyers. Every time you buy a certificate, you're making money weekly, and you use part of that money to get Lydian Lions to purchase these NFT citizenships. You are now in the marketplace, and you are a potential buyer, but you're a happy buyer because you're an indirect stakeholder. Make sense? Makes sense. This is what people need to understand. So here's what this is my strategy, 100% my strategy. You do not have to do this. It's up to you, right? If I compound 1.5% monthly, do you believe, okay, these certificates pay out for a year, right? And Bruce, if you want to take a deep dive in the certificate, watch Bruce's videos. That's just what corporate asked, because he says that 100% correct everywhere it is correct, right? So watch his videos, right? You can see him. Type in Bruce Hughes on YouTube, Bruce Hughes elemental certificates, Bruce Hughes elemental certificates. You can see a complete deep dive, everything in certificate, okay? That's where you're going to get that. But I can tell you this, fintech, 5% a week, renewables. If you take the first 4 tabs, 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, first 4 tabs, you're making 15% a week on the price. So $5,000, you'd make 15% a week. What is 15% of $5,750 a week? What if I don't know. Maybe you want to do this. What if you took half of that? What did the last certificates pay? 4.15% a week off the price, right? And a lot of people were happy with 4.15. Who wouldn't be happy with 4.15%? 15%. What if you took half of that 15%? And I don't know, maybe you decided, because this is what's going to happen. You put money into fintech, 15,000, you're getting 17,000 back, 17.5. Put it into renewables, what is it, 15, 20,000, real estate, something like that. You're making money back on the back end. Every time I've ever done any kind of business, I want a short-term, midterm, and long-term plan. My short-term plan, well, okay, I get the weekly payouts. Midterm plan, well, I get the bonus at the end of the maturity date. Maturity date, boom, I get my bonus back. Long-term plan, I want Lydian certificates. I want these citizenships. Why? Because they pay for the rest of my life. These pay for a year, and the bonus comes back after a couple years. The 1.5 pays back for 24 months. Do you think 1.5 is going to be more? 1.5 for 24 months compounded will be more than the citizenships that pay you for the rest of your life. Which one do you think is going to be more? 1.5 or the citizenships? Type it in the chat. 1.5 or citizenships to pay for life. Where do you think you're going to get the most value? In my opinion, I think it's the citizenship. So what if you did this? What if you just said, okay, well, what if I took half of that 15%? I know I'm making more than I put in on the back end. So that's my midterm plan. What if like half that money, I cashed it out and I bought Lydian lions, and I use those Lydian lions to buy citizenships using the company's money, because I'm making the money back on the back end anyway. I'm using the company's money. Then I take the other half and maybe, I don't know, buy G999 with it. So this is what I would do. This is what I do. I have my sons do it. I said, Dawson, cash out. Why? If I pay, for example, I go and I click on NFT on my menu. Click on NFT, you see this little troll guy. Okay, well, right here, I have 188, this one right here, 188 USDT. I made $188 for my certificate. I now purchased 208 Lydian lions. Remember the last batch of certificates on the price, say, for example, you bought in Hermes and it was $1,000, you get 1,000 Lydian lions, right? Well, what if you take $1,000, 7.5%, which is half of the 15, over, so that's $75 a week for 52 weeks, which is about $3,800. Wouldn't you have more Lydian lions that way? And then you plug them into buying these NFTs, these little trolls, and you actually get more than you pay for. You pay for 88, so you're going to make more than 4 times as much Lydian lions and still have another 7.5% to work with. You can either compound that, or maybe go to gstrade.exchange and buy G999, which more long-term, right? You can do whatever you want. It's your money. You can do, I'm just throwing this out there. What I'm doing is I'm like, you know what? I am buying these citizenships like crazy with the company's money, knowing every time I load one of these, I'm making about a 3-4x back anyway. I'm making the money back. So this is all house money I'm playing with. So I go, all right, 188, 208 Lydian lions. Boom, buy a position. Keep doing that over and again, or 488, 800. If you have 888, you're getting like what, 1,500 Lydian lions. You're buying, because guess what? Every citizenship has a cap. There's a ceiling on it. Once they're sold out, that's it. But here's the cool thing is, Lydian World doesn't stop after all the citizenships sell out. Lydian World's just getting started. The gamers are going to play video games. The developers are going to keep developing. People are going to keep selling products and services. And the more people that add on and use Lydian World, the more money you earn as a citizen. You're basically getting a raise all the time for life. So another cool thing about the strategy is this. You teach your teams this. Well, every time they buy that NFT troll, guess what that goes towards? Your volume. It's commissionable to you too. So you earn commission on it, and you can use that commission to get more assets. And you get the volume. G999, go through GS Trade. You don't get volume, but so what? Your team gets a bunch of G999, which is good. Could be potentially if you believe that coin goes up. If you don't believe in G999, then compound it. Do whatever you want, right? Or put the whole thing into Lydian lions, or whatever you want to do. This is what I do. This is what I have my family do. This is how we're getting so many countries in Lydian World. We're cashing out. We're taking half of it, and we're just putting it back into Lydian. That's how we're getting all these countries. That's how we're doing it. Okay. You don't have to do it that way, but I like it. I like it that way. That's what I do. So hopefully that makes sense. All right. So Lydian World, you get paid out in Bitcoin, you get paid on Tether, Ethereum, all sorts of different assets, right? You're earning money, 4% of that revenue share all pays into the Lydian World. Freaking amazing. Understand e-commerce revenue share, corporate accounts, local accounts, gaming, real estate, trading, banking, events, all these things pouring is, think of a funnel, all this stuff being entered into this funnel, and it's just pouring into your citizenships. So the more citizenships you have, the more money you make, period. End of story. It's really quite that simple, right? And so it's these assets you're getting. And as we grow this, and the community is being grown because of GSPartners, and we pay you handsomely to promote GSPartners. Why do you think GSPartners pays out so much? You guys ever wondered, how can they afford? Man, they're paying 50% on the front end. They're paying 20% in these pools. They're paying out 70%. How can they afford this? Anybody ever think of that? You guys, the biggest mistake we make is when we try to compare a company like this to someone else. No one else has ever done this. So there you, what are you comparing it to? GSPartners was not meant to be the revenue driver of GS Bank and the conglomerate. GSPartners was to build a community. So of course they pay out a lot, do you know why? So they attract more people. So they're 50%. Do you know why? Guess where they're making money? Again, the reevaluations of the company, they're making a ton of money there. They're making money on the use on the blockchain. They're making money on the bank. They're making money on all these different parts of this ecosystem on the blockchain. That's where they're making money, all these different places. So they're happily saying, here, we're going to pay out a lot in the compensation plan. We're going to pay out a lot in our incentive program to incentivize you to be part of the community. That's how they can afford to do it. They don't need the GSPartners itself to be the main revenue center, which most network marketing companies need. Their core product, need their core company itself, the network marketing company itself needs to be the main revenue center for the company. Correct? Correct. This one is not like that. And you need to make money, because if you do not make money in this, would you use our bank? No. If you don't make money in this, would you use Lydian World? Would you buy products and services? Would you be happy? Would you be out there, oh my gosh, I'm losing money on these certificates? No, you're not going to use anything. You're going to be upset. Okay. So it's just crazy. So bank, all that kind of stuff, bank card, all that, we're going to thought Swiss for Lauren Bank. Bank that you had before, yes, you can access. If you have the old card, yes, you can access. I've been using the old card for 2 years. It's basically you take Bitcoin or Ethereum, whatever. There's a Bitcoin wallet on the former card we had. You send it to that Bitcoin wallet. You sell it to USD. We have trainings on how to do that. You know, that's not what tonight's call is, but we have multiple trainings on how to send that over and cash out in our bank. The card's going to come. I just opened my bank account today. So we're going to see digital cards come very quickly, and then the physical cards will come in several weeks. But digital cards, so you can basically take your Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever, send it from a Bitcoin address to a Bitcoin address, Ethereum address to Ethereum address, sell it to USD, boom, use your card, use your card, use it, just like we did with the lifestyle card. Same, probably pretty similar. I haven't seen the back office on Swiss Alarm yet. We're going to learn more about Swiss Alarm, how it works and stuff like that. So we're going to let corporate answer those questions on the banking side. Great. What is the secret behind the dwarfs? There's not really a secret. It's just the dwarfs represent Lydian lions, and Lydian lions are what's used to purchase certificates, citizenships, NFT citizenships in the Lydian world. And we have trainings on how to do that. So if you go to our team YouTube channel called Team Blockstars on YouTube, and watch the video entitled Back Office Training Lydian World, Back Office Training GSPartners, there's a whole training on how to buy citizenships, the whole 9 yards, go to your upline, whatever. But there are videos. You can even There's YouTube. Go to YouTube and say, how do I buy NFT citizenships in Lydian World? How to buy citizenships in World? How to buy countries in Lydian World? YouTube it. There are many, many YouTube videos shows you exactly step by step how to do it. It's out there like crazy. Multiple teams have made multiple videos. So it's very, very easy to get access to these. So YouTube, how do I buy countries in Lydian World? How do I buy citizenships in Lydian World? Just YouTube it. I promise you, there's plenty of training tutorials on exactly how to do that. I didn't want to go over that tonight, but just because it's, the call's already gone over an hour. And so for time's sakes, I don't want to do that. So our goal, again, 50 billion per day on our blockchain. How are we getting there? Skyground, Region Swiss for Lauren Bank, yeah, real estate, all these partners you're going to hear from tomorrow, the social media, the card swipes, the merchants, the local shops, all that added up. Look, guys, we're just getting started with this thing. This is such a brilliant plan. It's such a brilliant concept made by very, very smart people with massive networks, massive, assets and stuff. You are sitting on a potential gold mine here. You really are. Like I said, I've been in this company for 2.5 years. There's nothing, in my opinion, on earth like it. Nothing. This is the most, in my opinion, complete. It's the most complete blockchain platform in existence. And these GSPartners pools, when you learn about the pools and stuff, and you guys can learn more about that on other calls, the pools are getting bigger and bigger. The payouts in Lydian World are getting bigger. When I first started in Lydian World, I had all 400 something countries last year. I did. I had my December 26th of last year, I had all 446 countries. Now they added about 30 more. I was making a couple $100 a month in Lydian World, a couple hundred. Now I'm in the tens of thousands. It's increasing. These payouts are increasing. These assets are getting more value. You have an opportunity to collect as many assets as you want, depending on what you do, behind what you do. So, how many certificates should I build up first before I start buying in Lydian World? See, that's everybody's, it's whatever you want to do, right? It's kind of like, there's strategies, because I don't know what everybody's budget is. I don't know what everybody's appetite is for, put money in this. I don't know, but I would just, for me, I would just basically, say, I want Lydian Lions and I want that. Well, maybe take half of it, get Lydian Lions and half of the payouts and get more certificates. You share it with a couple people, make commission, get more certificates. And so there's so many different strategies that's kind of hard to answer, because everybody's at a different stage, right? And everybody's got different abilities, to share or whatever. One thing I want to talk about tonight too is, before we end this thing, is plug it in, staying plugged in. The biggest, the reason why I play like Stephen Harvey and Gary Vaynerchuk, I mean, consistency is the key, right? Consistency with leveraging these assets, consistency with sharing, consistency with it's mindset. Do you believe in GSPartners? Yes or yes? If you believe in GSPartners, be consistent with GSPartners. Be consistent with it. When you wake up and you're having a crappy day, well, you know what? Still make it a great day by getting a new member, and learn how to do it. Our team has been growing like crazy. Our team has been going nuts and nuts and nuts and nuts. There's a lot of reasons for that. Okay, but I want to introduce you to a couple tools. We've created a lot of tools for our team. Go to our team YouTube channel, and there's 3 videos that I really, really implore you to watch. Number 1, the art of the invite. Become very good at inviting. And when you watch it, follow the instructions in it. As people are like, well, I watched it, but my invitation skills haven't got better. What did you find? Listening and doing are 2 different things, right? You listen, because people will still, I'll watch the art of the invite, and they still motor mouth, and they tell them too much, and people don't show up. Watch it and implement what you learn. Implement it. The art of the invite. You invite people. Do you think that most people can regurgitate what I shared tonight? Yes or no? Could you right now explain it to a T, everything I explained tonight? Can most people do that? I've been in blockchain for 11 years, so most people probably can't. But Do you believe that if you had prospects on this call, they probably understand this ecosystem a lot better than you may have explained it to them? Do you believe that they would have explained it? That they're like, oh my gosh, wow, this isn't what you explained to me. This isn't what you told me. Wow, this is bigger. This is, yeah, I want to do this. But if you're good at inviting, you don't have to be the person that sells it. You don't have to be that person. But you've got to be good at inviting people. Watch The Art of the Invite. It's on our YouTube channel, Team Blockstars. If you're not on there, go to Team Blockstars, subscribe, and watch The Art of the Invite. Learn to be good inviter. Invite people to the corporate calls. Dirk's going to say some things I don't say. Bruce will say some things I don't say. And again, he has that beautiful accent that I don't have. I can't recreate. I will never have it. I'm sorry, ladies and stuff. I don't have a freaking South African accent. Okay. It's just not me, but it's okay. All right. So, but what I do have is a lot of knowledge in blockchain. So do these guys. Right? And everybody's going to connect to a different message, whatever. But you need to get them on the calls. Watch The Art of the Invite. And then there's 2 other videos if you want to build a massive team. Who wants to build a massive organization? Who is interested in building a massive, massive organization? I've done it. I've done it more than once. This is not my first rodeo. Okay, I was in a company one time for a year and a half, and we built about 78,000 people in a year and a half. 78,000 people in a year and a half. This is not my first time doing this. Okay, so there's 2 more videos I want you to watch. Watch The Art of the Invite and get your teams to watch it. And watch duplication video 1 and duplication how to build teams video 2. So 3 videos, Art of the Invite, duplication 1, duplication 2 on our team YouTube channel, and follow it. Watch it 5-10 times if you need to, and do it. Do it. Okay, do it. And have your teams do it. And then you can duplicate. The key to building in networking is duplication. And I'm going to teach you duplication in those 2 videos and The Art of the Invite. Will you guys type in yes if you're committed to doing that? And I can tell you right now, I started with 8 people. 8! I now have almost 15,000. Started with 8. Our team last month did what, 18.5 million in volume, like a third of what the company did. Okay, we're duplicating like crazy, like a bunch of rabbits over here. We're nuts. Okay, everything we teach in these videos, we do ourselves. There's nothing I teach that I don't do myself. Everything I share in those videos, I do it. That's how we're duplicating. That's how we're growing so fast. And our leaders do it. Okay. Yes, some citizenships are sold out, but there's many, 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 many still available. So get them while you can, right? Get them while you can. They're hot. They're hot. They're like Rams tickets. They're not like 49ers and Seahawks tickets. Nobody wants those. They're like Rams tickets. They're hot. Hot commodity. Get those citizenships while you can. All right. So with that, everybody, love you guys. I want to cut this short. We're going to put this recording out there, everything. Again, for deep dive into the certificates themselves, watch Bruce Hughes Elemental Certificates on YouTube. Watch the corporate calls. Be on the call tomorrow. Get people on that call tomorrow so they can hear from some of our partners. They can hear more in depth about where the money comes from, all that kind of stuff. I just wanted to touch on it tonight because I'm a team player and corporate's like, let us explain it more in depth. Perfect. I prefer it that way, to be honest with you. And I prefer you allow corporate to do what they do and we do what we do and all that. We just build this awesome thing together. So with that, everybody, much love. We'll talk soon.